Well, thank you also, Foreign Minister Freeland, and good evening to all. On behalf of the United States, I do want to thank Foreign Minister Freeland and the government and people of Canada for co-hosting this important meeting of nations who are committed to peacefully resolving the North Korean issue. The United States is grateful, as always, that we can rely on our friend and neighbor Canada as a partner on North Korea, along with a host of many other security issues where we have shared interest. Also want to thank the other participating nations, representatives of the UN Command Sending States, along with our trilateral partners, the Republic of Korea and Japan, that took part in this ministerial as well. This group of sending states nations who fought to ensure freedom and democracy would not just survive, but ultimately thrive on the Korean Peninsula, have maintained that same commitment in confronting the serious threat, not just to freedom on the peninsula, but a threat to the global community of nations. The steps they and indeed the broader international community have taken and will take to implement the maximum pressure campaign are essential to resolving this situation through diplomatic means, as the United States hopes to do. Our nations repeated a unified message that we have sent the regime before. We will not accept a nuclear-armed North Korea. All of us share one policy and one goal, and that is the complete, verifiable, and irreversible denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. Our unity and our common cause with others in the region, particularly China and Russia, will remain intact despite North Korea's frequent attempts to divide us and sow dissension. Today, we discussed ways to further increase pressure on North Korea through more effective sanctions implementation and compliance, and countries came forward with proposals on how they intend to do that. We agree that the need for UN member states, especially China and Russia, to fully implement agreed-upon sanctions is essential to their success. We discussed the importance of working together to counter sanctions evasion and smuggling. And we also issued a call to action to strengthen global maritime interdiction operations to foil illicit ship-to-ship transfers. In doing so, let me be clear, we do not seek to interfere with legitimate maritime activities. Our diplomats in New York will continue to press for tighter sanctions on the DPRK should there be subsequent provocations. The goal of the maximum pressure campaign is and always has been to move North Korea towards credible negotiations on denuclearization. And our diplomatic talks have always been backed up by a strong and resolute military option. Today, however, we had constructive discussions about how to push our diplomatic efforts forward and prepare for the prospects of talks. But productive negotiations require a credible negotiating partner. North Korea has not yet shown themselves to be that credible partner. The United States has always been open to clear messages that North Korea, and we have sent clear messages to North Korea that we are ready for serious negotiations. North Koreans know our channels are open, and they know where to find us. But a sustained cessation of North Korea's threatening behavior is a necessary indicator of whether the regime is truly ready to pursue a peaceful, diplomatic resolution to the security threat that it has created. Our nations must remain united on sustaining pressure until North Korea takes concrete steps toward and ultimately reaches denuclearization. Again, I thank Foreign Minister Freeland for Canada's resolve and determination in finding a diplomatic solution for denuclearizing the North Korean situation. The same goes for all other nations that were here with us today as well. And I thank our allies, Japan and the Republic of Korea, and finally the United States extends our best wishes for a very successful Winter Olympic Games in Pyeongchang, South Korea. Thank you.